Erev Tov. The Mishnah says, Basor Nisyonos Nisnas Avraham Avinu Yomad Bekulo, that our father Avraham was tested 10 times, and the Omad Bekulam, which indicates that he passed all 10 tests. So there is a difference of opinion amongst the Meforshim. First of all, the difference of opinion, what are the 10 tests? Because Avraham Avinu had a life full of tests. If we add up all the incidents, there are more than 10. So which ones are considered the Sionos, and which ones are considered just, so to speak, the ordinary troubles of survival in life? So there's a great difference of opinion regarding Irov Ba'aretz, that there was a hunger in the land, in Eretz Israel, according to the cheshbon that everybody makes as to the years that are involved. So Avraham Avinu was about 1 year in Eretz Israel. And there's a famine, there's a drought. And he goes down to Egypt. Was he right in leaving Eretz Israel and going down to Egypt? So the Balaturim has a famous idea here that Avraham Avinu, it says, Lech lecha el haaretz asher areka. I'm going to show you where. He doesn't got, you can't punch it in on ways because we don't know where we're going. So how does Avraham Avinu know where to go? Packs everybody up, Lot and his wife, a nefesh sherosu b'choron. So that's also machlokes whether other people went with him or not. The Chumash is all vague about all of this. And he starts going. How does he know where to go? So the Balaturim says that there was the famous Anan, the cloud, which we're going to see later by the Akedah, that Ra Anan Kashur Alahor. Avraham Avinu sees this cloud and he knows that that's Hara Moriah. And the Gemara says, Medrash says that this Anan always hovered over the tent of our mother Sarah. So he's following the cloud. So the Balaturim says, so the cloud went down to Mitzrayim. And therefore, this is not a negative thing that Avraham Avinu left Eretz Yisrael and went to Mitzrayim in the time of the Rav, but that he's always following the cloud. So the cloud took him to Beisel, and the cloud took him to Hebron, and it took him to Shem. It took him all over wherever he's going in the country. And he's always following this cloud. So therefore, if the cloud took him to Mitzrayim, Mitzrayim was one of the Nisyonos because of what happened to Sarah. The Omad Bekulam, because he had faith in the cloud, so to speak, that took him into Egypt, would take him out of Egypt as well. The Ramban is much more cautious here. The Ramban generally takes a different approach to the Ovos. than most of the Meforshim. He's not hesitant, so to speak, to even criticize some of the action. He's very, for instance, he says that Sora was incorrect in her behavior towards Hagar. Chet chota Sora imenu, he says. Her mother Sora sinned. So here also he says Avram didn't have to go down to Egypt. So again, it's not clear. The Ribono Shalom promised Avram that he would be wealthy. So the Gemara says there are three things that travel does. So it's Memait Bepiria Verivia, and it's Memait Bashem. It takes down your reputation. You come to a new shul, nobody knows who you are. The guy doesn't run over and say to you, "You want Master Yonah?" You don't know who you are. And it's Memait B'momim. Travel is expensive. Just try it. So the Ribono Shalom promised him that in those three things, by his leaving Choron, he would not be afflicted by it. So he had children in Eretz Yisrael, and he was well known. And Avram Koved Ma'od. Avram had a great deal of money. He had a great deal of wealth. So if he had a great deal of wealth, a rich person is, they say today, is not really affected so much by inflation because he doesn't go to the Makola to buy. You got $4 billion, so gas is 7 shekel, 8 shekel. Well, it doesn't affect him. So why is Avram going? And the Ramban raises that issue in a number of places. So the Ramban does not count going to Mitzrayim as one of the Nisyonos, because it says V'yomad b'kulam. He passed the test. Maybe going to Mitzrayim wasn't the test. There's a medrash here that the Ramban also, in the Kisvei Ramban mentions. The medrash says there never was a Rav in Eretz Yisrael until the time of Avraham Avinu. That's why it says Vayi Rav B'Aretz. The same thing we find later in Shmuel by Elimelech, in the Megillas Rus. They're not accustomed to having a Rav. It's not the cyclical cycle of the economics. It's a one-off situation. So the people in Eretz Yisrael was Kanani Ba'aretz. The pagans were here. And Avraham Avinu comes and preaches the word of God. Monotheism. He's able to create a society that no longer is pagan. The Meiri says that in his Zakdoma to Ovos, that Avraham Avinu was able to do wonders. He was the biggest Kiruv man ever. The Meiri says that 50% of the population followed Avram and gave up on Avodah Zarah. And now there's a hunger in the land. So the pagans all said, the Canaanites said, until now we worship the sun, the moon, this, that. We have what to eat. Everything's good. Comes this Jew, and he tells us all about service to a God that we cannot see and we cannot fathom. And now there's a hunger in the land. So therefore, Avraham Avinu is forced to leave Eretz Yisrael and to go to Mitzrayim because of the fact that he has the enmity of the society against him, and he feels he'll be unsuccessful in promoting anything. So therefore he leaves. So that's a completely different view of what the trip to Mitzrayim was, so to speak, than the Balaturim, who says he's following the heavenly cloud, and that it's one of the Asor Nisyonos, and that Avraham Avinu Omad Bekulam. Avraham Avinu is an individual. The Navi says, Ki Echad Krosif. He's the most unique individual probably in the entire history of human beings. And because of that, he's a magnet for everything that happens. We will see that by the war with the kings. What is it? Why should he be involved? We'll see that with Sodom and Amorah, that he tries to save it. We see that when he tries to buy land from Ephraim. He's the unique individual. He's the outlier. He's the one that all the rules don't apply to. And because of that, therefore, that is the reason he's our father. Because the Maaseh of Siman Labonim is that that's what we are. Jewish people are small in number. Majority of the world, and out of 7 billion people, we're not even 1%. We make noise like we own it, but it's if you step back and look at it, it's just unbelievable. And we're always traveling. You heard on the radio now they have after Sukkot, half of Israel travels. They got to go somewhere. It's a drive within us. We're always traveling. We always somehow replicate Avraham Avinu. Everything that happened to him. There's a war in Ukraine. It affects us somehow. What have we got to do with it? All of this together is meant, the Torah points out, so that we should have an understanding of our special role. So we follow the Anan that leads us, or even if there is no Anan, we follow our destiny, and that creates for us these situations which are similar to those that occurred to the Yovos, to the Maaseh Ovos Siman Laboni. So this concept applies to what happened to Avraham Avinu when he went to Mitzrayim, the story with Sarah, all of this. It's not the narrative of what was as much as it is the description of what would be later that would happen to Klal Yisrael. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashio, Merotza Gariborchu, Lazakus, Israel, Levicha Chiva Lahem Torah Mitzvot, Shenemar